you have a personal injury case, at some point you're gonna face a big decision. Do you take the settlement or do you go to trial? Most people get this wrong because they do not understand how either option actually works. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how settlements and trials work, the real pros and cons of each, and how to know which path actually gets you the most money for your specific case. I'm Scott Poisson, founder of High Stakes Injury Law. After handling over 10,000 injury cases, this is the question that comes up in almost every single case. And the answer is not as simple as most people think, because the right move depends on a few things most lawyers never take the time to explain to their clients. So let me walk you through all of it right now. Let me start by breaking down what a settlement actually is and how the process works, because a lot of people hear the word settlement and do not fully understand what they are agreeing to. A settlement is simply an agreement between you and the insurance company to resolve your case without going to trial. Nobody stands in front of a judge. Nobody faces a jury. Both sides negotiate a number, and once you agree and sign, the case is done. Here's how the process typically works. Your attorney puts together what is called a demand letter. This document outlines everything about your case: your injuries, your medical bills, your lost wages, the impact the accident has had on your daily life, and the total amount of compensation you're seeking. The insurance company reviews it and comes back with a counteroffer. From there, it's a back and forth negotiation until both sides either reach a number they can agree on or they do not, and the case moves toward litigation. The reality is that the vast majority of personal injury cases settle without ever going to trial, and there are some real advantages to settling. It's faster, which means you get your money sooner. It is less stressful because you avoid the pressure and uncertainty of a courtroom, and it costs less because the longer a case goes on, the more expenses are involved in building it. But here's the trade-off most people do not think about. When you settle, you're almost always accepting less than what a jury could potentially award you. The insurance company is not offering you a settlement because they think it's a fair number. They are offering it because it's a number that saves them money compared to what could happen at trial. So settling is not automatically the wrong move, but you need to understand what you might be leaving on the table before you agree to it. Now, let me explain what going to trial actually looks like, because most people are intimidated by it, and that fear alone causes a lot of people to accept lower settlements than they should. Going to trial does not mean you walk into a courtroom next week. There's an entire process that happens first. It starts with your attorney filing a lawsuit. After that comes a phase called discovery, which is where both sides exchange evidence and information. This includes things like medical records, accident reports, witness statements, and depositions where both sides answer questions under oath. This phase can take several months or more than a year. After discovery is complete, the case goes to trial in front of a jury. At trial, both sides present their evidence and arguments, and then the jury decides two things. First, who was at fault, and second, how much the injured person should receive in compensation. This is where trial can really work in your favor. A jury can award significantly more than what the insurance company was willing to offer in a settlement. This is especially true when it comes to things like pain and suffering, emotional distress, and loss of quality of life. These are categories that insurance companies tried very hard to minimize during settlement negotiations, but juries tend to take them seriously when they hear the full story of how an injury has affected someone's life. Now, the trade-offs with trial are real, and you need to know them. It takes longer. From the time a lawsuit is filed to the time a trial happens, it can take years. It costs more because building a trial-ready case involves additional expenses like expert witnesses, detailed medical analysis, and extensive preparation. And there's an element of uncertainty because a jury could also come back with a number that is lower than the settlement offer, or in some cases, award nothing at all. But here is the thing. Trial is not a coin flip if you have strong evidence, clear liability, an attorney who actually knows how to try a case. The risk goes down significantly when you're prepared. Now, here's the part that most people miss, and it might be the most important thing in this entire video. The reason insurance companies offer settlements in the first place is because they want to avoid a trial. Think about what that means for a second. If they're offering you money to settle, it is because they have already looked at your case and determined that they have exposure. They already know that if this case goes in front of a jury, it could cost them a lot more. A settlement offer is not a gift, it is a calculated move to limit their losses. So when an insurance company offers you a low number and you accept it without pushing back, you just did exactly what they were hoping you would do. You took the discount. But when they know your attorney actually takes cases to trial, something changes. The offers go up, not because they suddenly become generous, but because the risk calculation shifted. They know that if they do not offer a fair number, they're going to end up in front of a jury, and that could cost them significantly more. This is the leverage that most people do not realize they have. It is not about whether you actually go to trial, it's about whether the insurance company believes you might. And that belief comes from having an attorney who prepares every single case as if it's going to trial from day one. So how do you know which option is right for your case? It depends on several things: the strength of your evidence, the severity of your injuries, how clear it is that the other party was at fault, and how reasonable the insurance company is during negotiations. If the settlement offer fairly compensates you for your medical bills, your lost wages, your pain and suffering, and any future medical treatment you might need, then settling can absolutely be the smart move. You get a fair amount, you get it faster, and you avoid the stress and cost of a courtroom. But if the insurance company is lowballing you and refusing to come up to a number that reflects what your case is actually worth, that is when trial becomes a serious option. Not as a threat, but as the path that gets you what you truly deserve. The key is being in a position where you get to choose, and that position only comes from preparation. When your case is built like it's going to trial from the very beginning, your settlement offers are stronger because the insurance company knows you're not bluffing. And if those offers still are not enough, you're ready to walk into that courtroom with confidence. That is the position you want to be in, not desperate to settle because you are not prepared for trial, and not rushing into trial because emotions got the best of you. You want the freedom to pick whichever option gets you the most money based on the facts of your case. If you have a personal injury case, call me at 702-256-4566. The consultation is free, and I will look at the specifics of your situation and tell you honestly which path I think gets you the best result. Now, one of the biggest stressors people deal with during a personal injury case is not actually the legal process itself. It is the medical bills that keep piling up while your case is still going. Most people do not realize there are ways to get your medical treatment covered during your case, not just after it's over. In my next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get your medical bills paid while your case is still ongoing, so you can focus on getting better instead of worrying about how to pay for it. Click here to watch it now.